wonder why I'm so attached to protecting me.
Because that's what your job is as an ego. The ego's job is to protect the body. Okay? Now, the confusion is that you started to believe and imagine that the body and the mind are who you are. Okay? That's all that's happened is you've misidentified and thought because the ego was protecting the body that, and it kept saying me, and it kept saying I feel this, I want that. You got confused and believed that that was you. It was never you. And God's not sitting there going, hey, what about me? No. God's just watching it all happen. And God doesn't mind if you get involved. That's fine. It's fine. Have a nice dream. Have a nice dream. God's not going to go, hey, wake up, you idiot. God has you already. It doesn't matter to God. It's fine. But there's certain people, they get involved with their lives as an individual and they're not satisfied. And there's something unsatisfactory about it and something unsatisfying about it. And they know that there's something more. And so some of those people are listening to this now. And so you listen to this, and then it's like I'm just giving you basically advanced tickets to the end of the show.
It's appetizing, but I would say I want it all. You
Yeah.
know, to polish that ego and be spiritual. And
yes, that's actually where most people are. That's even, you see, like I said in that writing, the ego is self-interested, and the ego is willing to go on a spiritual journey if it sees it to its benefit, you see. So that's normal ego. Don't you see? Here's the thing, though. If you do these things I'm talking about, if you see life as a dream, if more and more, when the ego's thoughts arise and those feelings arise, if you don't get involved with them, gradually, that sense of me is diminished. It's just diminished, and then suddenly it's not active anymore. It's like there's no one so magnetized by the ego that they're falling into these traps, into believing that that's them. You see, God doesn't believe that God is God. You see, belief is strictly relegated to the world of duality, of separation, you see. So just the idea of believing and imagining, if you can just see it, if you can just see that you are imagining your life as Tracy, as an individual, you see, if you can see that this is a product of your imagination and belief, then it's eventually it becomes like the emperor has no clothes. Everyone pretended that the emperor had clothes because no one wanted to call him on it, except for one person finally saw it and said it. And then everyone saw it, you see? But the emperor has no clothes here. There's no possible way that you can be who you purport to be. And how long can it last? It can only last until the body dies, you see? It's just a temporary misidentification, you see? So if you're like I was, and I was impatient, and I wanted to know what was real now. I wanted to know who I was truly now. I didn't want to wait I wasn't interested in waiting. And so I made it my mission, you see. And, initially when I heard Baba say, I heard it. I heard him giving talks, and I heard him saying enlightenment's like committing suicide while remaining in the body. I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. It was early, and so I was counting the days to get out of the ashram. But unfortunately, I was already hooked, so it didn't matter. Eventually, I just had to follow it, even though the consequences were death. So, oh well.